Welcome to Raw Food for My Life.
Hi, everybody. How's it going? Good. You guys doing good today? Yes. I know I'm doing fantastic. They're going to bring me my juice in a minute. But I want to tell you guys about my story. And I want to start that story back when I was in high school and out of high school. I don't want to go anywhere without this. Okay. During that period of time, I was very physical. I was in great shape. I was an athlete. I used to squat over 600 pounds and used to lift over 170 pounds with one arm over my head. I was very, very physical. Big in football. Big in football. And I continued to do that type of exercise and activity. But I noticed something. I noticed something at about age 35. At age 35, I was still active, but I was starting to gain weight. I was starting to slow down. I was starting to not sleep as well and not feel as well. And my friends, some of them were having this issue too, but other friends that I had, they were very thin. You know, and you've met the people that just continue to eat what they want to when their body stays thin and they have plenty of energy. And I had some friends that were doing that also. But I started to ask myself questions. Why am I having to buy larger clothes? Why am I not able to have the same energy level that some of my other friends did? And this went on for years and years. This went into the 40s, and I started looking at different weight loss programs. Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, even the cabbage deal where you just eat cabbage all day long. None of those worked. None of those were working. And so this procedure continued. And so what happened was I became morbidly obese. And I did not have any answers. And I want to show everyone a picture of what I looked like when I was morbidly obese. That person right there, and I call him a person because he's now gone, that person has many medical issues. That person cannot walk. Even though he looks happy and he's smiling and everything, that person is very, very sad. The medical problems that I was having is that I had excruciating heart pain. And I knew it was in my heart area. And what I would have to do multiple times a day is I would have to reach in here and spread this portion apart to stop the burning that was happening in my chest. And that was happening many times a day. Also, my sugar levels were off the chart. My blood pressure was off the chart. My circulation was terrible, where my legs were turning colors. Things were not doing well. And so I knew that I was close to a massive heart attack, and I felt that no one was going to be able to save me. And so here's what I did. I contacted some people on the internet that I had seen before with their videos, and I trusted in these people because they were showing me that with eating fruits and vegetables and juicing along with water and small exercise that you can heal the issues that I was having. Of course, the person that I was looking at telling me this was Dan McDonald. How many of you have heard of Dan McDonald? Please raise your hand. Okay, very good. Okay, so I'm looking at Dan McDonald tell me this, and he's out with his trailer and his table and his juicer and the fruits and the vegetables, and he's telling me how to do this. But as you know, Dan McDonald is 6'3" and about 98 pounds soaking wet. And so I'm looking at him and saying, well, this may be the thing that I need to do, but he doesn't represent the issues that I'm presently having. And so I had a question mark in my head until he brought someone on the camera that was doing the same thing and had done the same thing for a period of time. And that person that I related to a little closer was Dave, the raw food truck driver. How many of you have heard of Dave, the raw food truck driver? Very good. Now, as you know, Dave's story kind of represents what I was going through. The only thing that Dave had a couple of other issues that he was dealing with, a couple of diseases that I didn't think I had, I didn't know. But Dave at that point had lost 179 pounds. And I thought to myself, aha. He had gotten rid of some of the diseases that he had had. He had stopped his diabetes. His heart rate now was at good levels. And he was healing his body by doing exactly what Dan had told me that was supposed to be what you're supposed to do. And so here's what I did. I sent Dan McDonald an emergency email, and I literally put emergency right in the heading of the email. And I told him my health issues, that I wasn't able to walk, that I was literally I had to spread my chest apart every single day to stop the pain and the burning from in my chest. I told him my sugar levels because I knew those. I told him my heart rate and what was happening there, and my legs were starting to turn colors. Thank God that he was next to his computer. Thank God that it didn't go into a spam filter. Thank God that he was able to take the time to answer my email. And so here's what he did. He called me 15 minutes later, and we stayed on the phone for an hour and a half. And so I was all excited. I'm going, my gosh, I've got this man on my phone right now, and he shows other people how to solve their problems. I have a chance to live because I knew that I was dying. And so I took out sheets of paper, getting ready to write down everything that he said. And you know what he told me? He told me 4 items. He told me to eat raw fruits and raw vegetables. He told me to go ahead and juice dark leafy green juice and drink that. He also told me to drink as much water as I possibly can. And the 4th thing he told me was to get up off your butt and walk. That's 4 things. I literally filled this much of the page, and I said, Dan, are you sure that's it? And he says, yes, that is all you need to do. So we talked about some other things and how I was going to do that, but let me tell everyone what I did to heal my body and accomplish my goal. Is I hung the phone up with Dan, and I went and got dark, big, black trash bags. You guys have all seen the big trash bags. I went into the kitchen, and I took everything out of the kitchen, all the powders and the sugars and the wheats and the yogurts and all the meat and the dairy and everything out of the kitchen. I had 2 refrigerators and 2 freezers completely full, plus the pantry. I took everything and put it in those black trash bags, and I did not, this is real emotional for me. I'm sorry. I did not take those items and put them in my side yard where those things could talk to me, and they could say, Bill, you need to bring those items back in your house because you're going to die without them. So here's what I did. I took those items that were in the black trash bags, I put them in the back of my truck, and I drove to the dump. And I pushed those items in the dump. And then I drove to the store, and I bought organic fruits and vegetables. And this is how I healed my body. And I've continued that today. And there's other items that I did with Dan that I want to tell you about because we just didn't do that. After a period of time, he told me, okay, I'm going to introduce you to Dr. Robert Morris. How many people here have heard of Dr. Robert Morris? Okay. And what Dr. Robert Morris does is he is an herbologist. And he prescribes very high-level, very potent herbs for a particular portion of your body that needs to be healed quickly. And Dan said, you're ready for this now. You're strong. You're stronger than you were before by drinking the juice and eating the salads. Your body will make it through this procedure. And so he introduced me to Dr. Robert Morris. I went ahead and had a consultation with him in Florida, and he prescribed some herbs for me, and that took me to the next level. After a period of time, he says, okay, we're done with that now. We're going to go ahead to a different facility. And I was in Dan's hands during this. He was my coach. And so he says, what we're going to do now is he says, your body is now even stronger, and so we are going to do a water fast, or I call it a water healing. And so we are going to go to a facility, and you're going to be medically supervised for this, and you're going to do as much water as you possibly can for as long as you can. Well, I started reading up on it and figuring out what's Dan got me into, okay? But it was okay. I went to the True North Health Center, and I was personally under the care of Dr. Goldhammer and Dr. Clapper, and I did a 21-day water healing and lost 57 pounds in 21 days and never felt better. Never felt better. Even though I had been raw and drinking the juice before I had went to the True North Health Center, I was still constipated. Once I went to the True North Health Center and did that 21-day water healing, that problem went away like that. When I came back off of water and started to refeed, and that's what it's called when you're starting to refeed, I did not gain that weight back. And my digestive system has stayed in perfect shape since that point. So that was a definitive moment in my healing. Another thing that I did after that, Dan says, now you're ready for juice. Juice only. Because I had done water. I figured juice is no big deal. So I did a 69-day juice feast. And that was another level of my healing. At that point, that was a 1-year period, and in 1 year, I lost 200 pounds. 200 pounds. As you notice, that person there looks a little differently than the person you saw at 465 pounds. Now, at this point, I was able to be active because, number one, the cells were healing in my body. I was getting rid of the metabolic waste that is trapped in my body, and I didn't have as much weight on any of my limbs that I did before. And so I became more active. I became more active. I was able to now walk as much as I want to. I was able to ride a bike. And I was able to jog at this point in my life. And I went from jogging, from not walking to jogging in 1 year. And that is how I healed my body, by drinking juice and eating salads. Okay? Now, Can we go back to the picture before? I have something to show you guys. I have something that I want to show you. Now, you notice Bill Barlow here has a vest on, right? And don't look at that smile because he's not happy. But that vest I am holding in my hand right now. Okay? Now, you can see that vest is tight on him, can't you?
Yes.
Okay? You can see the buttons are stretching. And I won't tell you the size of this vest, but I'm going to go ahead and put this vest on right now. And we're going to go ahead and see, it's so big I can't even get it on right anymore. Thank you, Artemis.
You're welcome.
But this vest that I have on now is the vest that I had on at 465 pounds. And as you can see, it is very large. Now, I want to show you one other thing. Crystal, would you help me, please? Okay. That's how big that vest is. Able to fit 2 people in the vest with room. With room. Nice. Thank you so much. And so, as you can see, the salads that I eat, the fruit that I eat, the water that I drink, and the juice that I drink has saved my life. And so what I did is I have not only changed my life physically, I want to let everybody know that I've also changed it in every other way. I literally left my profession behind because this is so profound. I started a company called RawFoodForMyLife because I took raw food and it healed my life. I am now going to Health Coaching University. I do that twice every week. I'm also being taught by Dr. Robert Morris to be a detoxification specialist. And I have clients that I am now teaching how to do my method that has actually healed my life, and so that they too can have a chance at saving their life. And it is my goal to do this for the rest of my life, every single day. And so I have a special guest here today that came in from another portion of Texas that is a star pupil of mine, a star client, and he is doing fantastic. Craig, can you come on up? How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
Well, Craig, just go ahead and tell your story.
Oh, I had a lot of the same symptoms as Bill. I mean, you know, I had chest pains around Christmas time. I had pains going up my arm, going across my chest, just feeling really lethargic. I mean, you know, let's face it, I was 412 pounds. Of course, I was feeling lethargic. And I just really felt bad. And I honestly felt that, you know, I wasn't going to make it. And I was too scared to go to the doctor, to tell you the truth. And I had seen a bunch of videos with Dan the Man and yourself, and I said, you know, I can relate to Bill better, like you could relate to the.
Isn't that something? How that happens?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I got in contact with Bill, and we started getting on the raw foods and juicing, and I'd say from December 26th is when I started, and then I got in contact with you January 3rd, and from January 3rd till today, I've lost 52 pounds. I mean, mean, the feeling that I've still got a long way to go. I'm not going to be on any cover of Men's Fitness, anytime soon. But I mean, the feeling that I feel is just amazing. And funny I should mention that when I started off, all I could think about was lose weight, lose weight, lose weight. That was the key, right? Lose weight, lose weight. And the side effect was I started feeling great. So now the paradigm has shifted in my brain, and I'm not really focused as much. Of course, I'm still focused on the weight, but my main goal now is I want to continue that feeling that I feel every day when I'm eating raw foods and juicing, that feeling of the euphoric, feeling, this awesome feeling that I feel every day, and the energy, that I feel. So now it's totally shifted, right?
That's beautiful. And I knew it would for you, Craig. But it takes different time for different clients. But I knew as soon as you felt that energy boost and the liquid and the actual food working for you, I knew that you would attach yourself to that feeling rather than the weight loss feeling. Because the weight loss is going to happen, but the healing is happening at the same time. And that's what you're really feeling, is the healing, the metabolic waste leaving your body, and that's what you're feeling. So do you have any stories from other friends and stuff that you...
Oh, yeah. Just last night, as a matter of fact.
Oh, okay.
Last night, I was at work. I had some extra green juice. And one of the guys I work with, I work afternoon shift, from 2 to midnight. And we can't really leave the office because of the type of work we do. And my friend he never had enough sleep the night before. And I said, Mario, you're really looking bad, man. Bags under his eyes and stuff. He said, yeah, I think I'm going to ask the boss if I can leave and go across the street and get one of these little 5-hour energy chemical things, And and I said, no, man, you don't need that. No. I said, listen, I got something. He said, oh, that green juice stuff? And I said, yeah, that green juice stuff. I said, well, yeah. I said, do you see how I'm bouncing around here, And he said, yeah, okay, well, I'll try it. Truth was, he was too tired to really even go. So he took the juice, he drank it all within, 32 ounces.
Say that again. What did he do with the juice?
He got the juice.
He drank the juice. Everyone say he drank the juice.
He drank the juice in 5 minutes. Okay, in 5 minutes he drank this thing, 32 ounces, and I kid you not. And I thought he was joking at first. He stood next to the sink, and he actually staggered. And I was like, "Are you serious?"
Wow.
He said, "Yeah." He said, "I'm just feeling like, wow, I don't know what to feel, right?" And I said, "Well, you give it a half an hour to 45 minutes. I guarantee you're going to feel better." And sure enough, he came around to work my cube around 45 minutes later. He said, "Thanks a lot. You got to shake your hand. Thanks a lot." He said, "That really picked me up." I mean, that's chemicals versus the natural stuff. I can see what why you're doing it, right? And
so he had never had dark leafy green juice before. Is that right?
Never before.
And so you were able to give him what 32 ounces?
32 ounces.
32 ounces of dark leafy green juice one time, and he was able to feel the effect of the energy or the actual the nutrients going into his body being absorbed and raising his energy level up. That is fantastic.
Within 45 minutes.
That is fantastic. And so he has probably seen the benefits of drinking green leafy juice.
Definitely.
He's probably going to ask you how to make it now.
I think I've planted a seed.
Well, good.
And he called me today on the way down to Austin here. He called me to thank me again.
Well, good. Great job. Craig, I couldn't be happier. Thank you so much for everything you're doing.
Thank you. I really appreciate you being there, Bill. I don't know what...
I'm there for you. I'm there for you as long as you need me.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
I'll be needing you a while bit longer.
That's okay. That's all right. There's a lot of people that I've been helping, like Craig. I just got back from Vancouver, Canada, and we were doing a 10-day juice feast there with about 45 people. And I'm going to be going all over the country doing this for people. And I was so honored when Artemis gave me a call and said, "Bill, I'd like you to come to Austin, Texas to give your story to everyone and see if anybody will be inspired to continue to heal and do the things that they need to." And so I want to say thank you so much, Artemis. I can't thank you enough for allowing me to do this with your people. So one thing that I've done is that I've started a book. And that book is this first press, and basically it goes through different items of juice feasting and water healing, and it also has 10 of my favorite juices in here with all the recipes, and it is a fantastic book. It's not for sale yet. This is the first press copy, but it will be for sale, and it will be for sale on my website, which is RawFoodForMyLife.com. If anybody wants to go there and look at all the other stuff that's on that website, then please come and send me a note. Let me know that you are sending, you know, some love over my way, and you're noticing the things on my website. I'm very, very pleased about that. So I want to thank everybody for listening to my story. And another thing I want to tell you before I let go, I only have 60 more pounds to lose, and I'll be at the same weight that I was in high school lifting those weights. And so what I have done, here's what I have done, because I know the next level, and you always have to do different levels. What I have done is I have hired a professional triathlete coach that's going to take my physical body and transform it down to 230 pounds. And that's going to happen before November 7th. And when that happens, at that point, that means I will have lost all that weight in 2 years. And I promise you that's going to happen. So thank you all very much. Thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. That's my story.
We appreciate your support at Raw Food for My Life.